Toronto residents are facing a hefty property tax increase in 2024 as the city grapples with a nearly $1.8 billion operating budget shortfall. The proposed 2024 budget, which was presented today by Mayor John Tory and his executive committee, includes a 9% property tax increase for residential properties as well as a 1.5% increase to bolster a fund dedicated to building transit and housing. That would amount to roughly an additional $31 per month for the average Toronto home, or just over $370 more per year, according to the city. The tax hike is necessary to help sustain frontline services and make key investments in public safety, transit and emergency services as the city continues to recover from the pandemic, Tory said. The budget delivers on that promise with a 5.5% tax increase for the operating budget that is below Toronto's present 6.6% inflation rate, he said at a news conference at City Hall on Tuesday morning. But I recognize it is, nonetheless, a significant increase and that we're asking people to pay more. I wish it could be lower because I know that any increased cost right now is hard for people to bear. Tory said he campaigned for re-election on a pledge to keep taxes below the rate of inflation in this year's spending package. He said this proposed budget accomplishes that task. The mayor and I have kept it as low as possible, said City Budget Chief Gary Crawford. And we're hopeful that the residents of the city will understand where we are at and why we had to make this decision. But not everyone is convinced by Tory's argument. Some councillors expressed concern about how the city has balanced the books, something it's required to do by law. The city has $1.4 billion in costs related by the COVID-19 pandemic that remain on the books for both 2022 and 2023. Councillor Mike Cole said he was disappointed by the tax hike and questioned whether it was fair or sustainable. "I think it's too high," he said. "I think it's too high for our residents who are already struggling with high water rates, high garbage rates, high transit fares." He also criticized Tory for not addressing other issues such as affordable housing, climate change and social services. "I think there are other priorities that we should be focusing on," he said. "I think there are other ways to raise revenue without putting more burden on our residents." Councillor Paula Fletcher agreed with Cole and said she was worried about how long it would take for the city to return to normal operations after 2 years of pandemic-related disruptions. She also questioned whether the tax hike would be enough to cover all of the expenses incurred by COVID-19. "I think we need more clarity on how much money we have left from our reserves," she said. "I think we need more transparency on how much money we have spent so far." She also urged Tory to work with other levels of government and stakeholders to find solutions for Toronto's challenges. "I think we need more collaboration and cooperation," she said. "I think we need more innovation and creativity."